Good morning, students. This is your geography lesson, and in this lesson, we are discussing about siltation in reservoir. So, we start our lesson. Students, what is reservoirs? A reservoir is a man made lake or large freshwater body of water. Many people think of a reservoir as a lake and might even use the words interchangeably. However, the key difference is that reservoirs are artificial and made by humans, while lakes are naturally occurring bodies of water. And reservoirs are great because they provide a supply of water for when naturally occurring bodies of water like lakes or rivers run dry. Understand? What is siltation? Siltation is a process by which water becomes dirty as a result of fine mineral particles in the water. Siltation is a process by which water becomes dirty as a result of fine mineral particles in the water. So, we will read about siltation in reservoirs. When the rivers leave the foothills of the Himalayas, they carry a large quantity of silt as a result of deep erosion. Erosion is the action of surface processes that removes soil, rock, or dissolved material from one location on the earth's crust and then transports it to another location. This is deposited in the plains of Punjab and Sindh. So, when the river leaves the foothills of the Himalayas, they carry a large quantity of silt as a result of deep erosion in the mountain areas. So, it removes the soil and rock, and this is deposited in the plains of Punjab and Sindh. Siltation is a menace that can destroy the purpose of dams and barrages, i.e., irrigation and generation of hydroelectric power by filling the reservoir with silt. What is menace? Menace be a threat or possible danger too. So, the threat of siltation can destroy the purpose of dams and barrages as well as the generation of hydroelectric power by filling the reservoir with silt. It is with silt. So this action can fill the dams and barrages with dirty water. It can make the water dirty. There is a need to control the deposition of silt through various engineering techniques. At Tarbela Dam, the inflow of 0.5 million tons of silt has created a 132-foot mound which is only 8 kilometers away from the powerhouse. What is deposition? Deposition is the act of removing someone important from a powerful position. So, this action can be controlled by various techniques, by using various techniques, as we have read that at Tarbela Dam the inflow of 0.5 million tons of silt has created a 132-foot mound which is only 8 kilometers away from the powerhouse. The water storage capacity is decreasing due to the siltation, due to this process, due to the erosion. The capacity of the dam is decreasing, and the water storage capacity is decreasing at Tarbela and Mangla reservoirs due to siltation. As I have told you already, due to this process, the capacity is decreasing day by day. The storage capacity of the reservoir of the Chashma barrage has also come down to 42% of its capacity. So, another dam, another barrage, Chashma barrage, is also losing the capacity, and it has decreased to 42% of its capacity. What are the causes? Number 1, abundance of silt eroded from the Karakoram, Hindu Kush and Himalayan mountains. Abundance very large in quantity. And what is silt? Silt is a solid dust-like sediment that water, ice and wind transport and deposit. Silt is made up of rock and mineral particles that are larger than clay but smaller than sand. So students, when there is the process of landsliding, we can say gradually rub away the process of gradually rub away the material, the rocks from Karakoram, Hindu Kush and Himalayas. It becomes the cause of siltation. Deforestation. What is deforestation? Ruthless cutting of trees for fuel and timber. Ruthless, having no pity. Deforestation. Deforestation is the large scale removal of trees in the forest. Trees are usually removed to make a way for agriculture, roads and urban development. So the cutting of trees with no pity, with brutally, you can say this is happening. Number 3, rivers form narrow and deep valleys in the mountainous areas. Most of the eroded material is washed down into the plains and piles up in reservoirs of the dams. As the material, as the rocks are, as the minerals are washed away through the rivers and stream waters, there is a pile, there becomes a pile, and it damages the layer and surface of dams. What are the effects of siltation? Number 1, blockage of canals because silt accumulates gather. As we have read that mountains, Karakoram, Hindu Kush and Himalayas rub away gradually the rocks and minerals into the water. So there becomes a mound of silt that block the canal's way. Number 2, weakness the foundation of dams. As the layer is gathered, so this affects the surface and layer of dams. Choking of irrigation canals. Choking of irrigation canals mean siltation prevents the movement of water flow. So it reduces the irrigation system. Flow of flood water is hampered, hinder, which may cause heavy damage to the dam because of mounds of silt which block the flow of water. As water doesn't find way to move on, so there is a damage. There is a chance of damage and deficiency in productivity of dam. Control. How to control siltation? large scale afforestation, especially on the foothills of the Himalayas. What is afforestation? Afforestation is the action of planting trees on an area of land in order to make a forest. So there should be plantation of trees to control this siltation. As we grow more plants, there will be less damage to the land and water as well. Cemented embankment of canals to make cleaning easier. Embankment are raised structure as of earth used especially to hold back water or to carry a roadway. A raised structure. Embankment is a raised structure. So there should be a raised structure, improved structure of canals so that cleansing and cleaning of these canals will become easy. Installation of silt trap before the water flows to the dams. Installation. Installation is the act of putting something in place so that it is ready for use. So some actions and processes should be done before the water flow in the dam. Regulating the flow of water, such as operating the reservoir at a lower level during flood and allowing free flow during low flow season for sluicing sediments from the reservoir. What is sluicing? Sluicing means wash or rise freely with a stream or shower of water. And sediment is matter that settles to the bottom of a liquid. So there should be proper channel, proper way of flowing water during the high flood season and low level flood, so that the movement and the supply of water should be in balance. Raising height of the dam to increase the capacity of the reservoir. Another important point is that we should increase the capacity of the dam so that there should be no problem to reserve water at high level. So this is your lesson for today. Thank you for listening. Take care. Allah Hafiz.